Welcome back to the Lumi Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be breaking down the wonders of the Galar region. It started with Scarlet and Violet doing this for Paldea and for Kitakami. We've done it for every single region now, except for Galar. So now it's time to enter the region that we saw in Sword and Shield and talk about the 10 wonders of it. So first off is Glimwood Tangle. This is like so obvious. This is such a no-brainer. It's a fairy tale forest. I mean, this place looks straight out of a fairy tale, like a Disney movie. It also looks like it's straight out of Pandora. I love this place so much. I know that the live stream that this place had a lot of flack behind it, and there were definitely things that I can admit were imperfect about it and they needed to change up. But overall, I loved that live stream. I loved every second in Glimwood Tangle. My only complaint was I wanted to explore more of it, right? Like in Ballinley, I could see more of the forest behind it, and I'm like, I want to go into it more because it's just so freaking pretty. And then the fact that you have imps living in there and little witches and unicorns, you know? I mean, it's such a magical place. This is one of my favorite places in all of Pokemon, let alone the Galar region. So yeah, Glimwood Tangle, I feel like should be on everyone's list. But yeah, and make sure you are sharing your list for what you would say the 10 wonders of Galar are in the comments below. Just a little south of Glimwood Tangle, we have Stow and Stow has this mural that is there, and the mural itself is very neat and all, and I could see that being a wonder. But as you progress through the game, eventually this mural will get destroyed by Bede and Chairman Rose's Copperajah. And when it does, it reveals behind it a statue of the legendary Pokemon of the Galar region, Zacian and Zamazenta. So I think that this is a no-brainer. It is literally a piece of Galar history that has been uncovered, and a statue reminding everyone, hey, maybe the story says it was some hero, but look at this statue. This is proof that these are the protectors of the Galar region during the darkest day. So that absolutely has to be a wonder. And again, I could see the mural that was there before it being a thing, just because it was like this whole little pathway to see it and everything. So clearly it was a big deal to the people of Stow at least. But with that statue being unveiled, come on now. Just a little bit before you get to Stow in fact, nearly right outside of the city, we have the Diglett Shrine. The Diglett Shrine is really cool and like actually super random when you think about it, because this is based on Petra, which is in Jordan, which is not Galar. Like, that is not the UK at all. But they did it. They took Petra and made it into a Pokemon location. And the thing about Petra is it actually is considered one of the 7 wonders of our real world. So I feel like Diglett Shrine has to at least be one of the 10 wonders of the Galar region, right? And it is a very impressive structure. You know, it's been carved into this rock. That is pretty cool. Now over in Hammerlocke City, we have the Hammerlocke Stadium. The Hammerlocke Stadium is the largest stadium in the Galar region. It is also a giant castle, and there's, you know, many different sections of it. There's obviously the top where you catch Eternatus. There's like the basement, I guess, where you battle Chairman Rose and where he was storing Eternatus. There's obviously the battlefield where you battle Raihan, and there's even this section that has, you know, some of Raihan's trophies and also murals depicting the darkest day. So it's very rich in like the past, present, and future, right? Like the future of Galar exists there with Macrocosmos having some operations there. The past exists there with murals reminding you of the darkest day, and the present with it being one of the most popular stadiums and the largest stadium in the Galar region, and being seemingly a hot spot for battles, as it is kind of in the middle of the Galar region. So I imagine it is the place that a lot of people would most likely flock to watch some battles. Hammerlocke Stadium is so cool. My only complaint with it was that, again, like with Glimwood Tangle, I wish that we could have explored and seen more of it. But regardless, it's so impressive. It's so cool. All the dragon statues all over it. And it seems that this has been a place that has been a part of Hammerlocke and Galar culture for a long time, as like they have like a whole tradition that they've built, and trainers dress a certain way. In fact, Lance actually tells Raihan in the anime that he modeled his dragon type outfit after the trainers in Hammerlocke, or he tells Leon that. But either way, it's so cool. Then we have the mural over in Turffield. The Turffield mural is depicted on a hill. You can't really walk up to it, but you can go to like this observation deck looking at it, and it depicts a giant Pokemon. I don't think it's really been confirmed who exactly it is, though I think most people agree it's probably a depiction of Gigantamax Toxtricity. But this mural depicts the darkest day as well, and all of Turffield really could be considered it, with its stones everywhere, which is, you know, based on Stonehenge, which is kind of a big mystery in our world in real life. So I feel like it would have to get some recognition there. But I want to point out the mural specifically, since it seems like there's a lot of tourists there, and, you know, Sonia picks it as kind of an interesting thing to study. So clearly there is a lot of importance to this mural. That's what I love about the Galar region, right? Like, its history is visual, right? Like, there's murals, there's statues, all that stuff depicting it. Then our last place in mainland Galar is going to be over in the Slumbering Weald, and this is the Slumbering Weald Shrine. Here is where Zacian and Zamazenta kind of were resting for all this time. It's where you'll find the rusted sword and rusted shield. It's a beautiful place that I feel like maybe at the beginning of Sword and Shield wouldn't have been considered a wonder, but at the end absolutely should be named a wonder, because that is the place where the heroes rest, and that's a place that's important to the heroes of Galar, so it should be important to the people of Galar as well. Now we're going to move out from the Galar region's mainland area and go to the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These are parts of the Galar region, right? Just like the Sevii Islands are technically a part of the Kanto region. So over in the Isle of Armor, we have the Loop Lagoon. The Loop Lagoon is so pretty. I remember that this is when they released the concept art, or promo art, I guess, of Sword and Shield, DLC, the Isle of Armor. I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go there. And it didn't disappoint. You go out to this lagoon, and there's a little island in the middle. There's cliffs all around you. It's so beautiful. There's Clobopus, which is genuinely one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon. So that's a huge bonus to me, specifically. But yeah, the Loop Lagoon's so pretty, and I feel like it'd be a place that everyone travels to. You know, I think about how people always talk about, oh, look at this beautiful hidden beach over in Spain, over in, you know, France, over in all these places. I feel like this is one place that people would be talking about and would be like, hey, you know, look out for this hidden beach in the Galar region. The 10 reasons you should visit the Isle of Armor next time you go to the Galar region. I can imagine so many tourist blogs about that, and of course Loop Lagoon would be on those. It should be a wonder, in my opinion, absolutely. Now moving to the Crown Tundra, which lies just south of the mainland Galar, we have the Dyna Hill tree, and this tree is gigantic and just really special because it seems to be connected to the Dynamax phenomenon. It also seems to have a tie to legendary Pokemon, specifically Galarian, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Perhaps maybe it even has played a role in why these Pokemon changed, why, you know, they have Galarian variants. This is a place that isn't explained too much, but you can tell it's important, and you can tell it's a stunning place, and it's just situated also on like this little island down in like the southern part of Crown Tundra. There's a lot of like prehistoric Pokemon that roam in that area, and so it points to a lot of, I guess, power, for lack of a better way to put it, that this tree has, and I feel like that's really important and should be noted. Another place in Crown Tundra full of mystery and some odd connections is the Max Lair. I mean, the Max Lair is literally, like, by definition, a wonder, right? There's legendary Pokemon lying in these chambers, and I'm not just talking about some, you know, oh, you can find Latios and Latias, these sub-legendary Pokemon. I mean, like, you can find Lugias and Kyogres, and, you know, I mean, it's... The Max Lair is so impressive. It's odd that of all places, an Ultra Wormhole would open there in the Galar region, a phenomenon that, by the way, really hasn't been tracked outside of Alola. So the fact that it's popping up in this Max Lair where all these legendary Pokemon are makes me think that it'd be the kind of place that if you're a Pokemon professor, it'd be like a bucket list place for you to visit and do studies on. So Max Lair absolutely makes sense, because it is, while it may not be the most visually impressive thing, It is literally like a wonder. Now, we also have the Crown Shrine in Crown Tundra, and the Crown Shrine is very important to the lore of the Crown Tundra people specifically, with it having ties to Calyrex, Glastrier, and Spectrier. It is a beautiful, kind of haunting shrine. It has a lovely walk through like this little forest and through a cave as well that you have to get through to get to it, and it's really cool looking, just like this old church-looking building, and just the way it's been preserved. Not really by human efforts, I wouldn't think at least, but just by nature is so cool. Crown Shrine absolutely has to be on there. It's a staple of the Crown Tundra. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I've had so much fun with this series. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you think of my list, and give me your list as well. Like I said, I've had so much fun with this series. This has been a blast. Again, thank you all so much for enjoying this series. It's been so fun to make. I love these little world building things in Pokemon more than words can say. I'm genuinely upset that this is over now. But, you know, perhaps they won't do it with the Gen 10 region, so then I can do it for it, and so on and so on. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that fun stuff. And until next time, I will see all of you later.